We recently made a video about Disturbed's phenomenal cover of Sound of Silence.
And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made.
While most people enjoyed that video, one comment that I made seemed to upset a lot of people. I do think there is some sort of tuning happening on his vocal as he sings. A lot of people took this as a slight against David Draymond's singing, and it got me thinking about how people understand autotune. So in this video, we'll break down what autotune is and what you as a singer need to know about it.
I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think it's
Now, before we go any further, if you're interested in learning how to record your voice and do multiple takes, we have some great content inside of Singeo that will teach you how to do that. So you can check that out using the free 7-day trial link below this video. Okay, Autotune is an audio processor released in 1997 by Andy Hildebrand. The original intention was to use this to smooth mistakes in a vocal recording, so the artist wouldn't have to redo their entire take. In 1998, Cher released her song Believe.
You keep pushing me aside and I can't break through.
Which used the software to create this distorted electronic sound that kind of sounded like a vocoder or talk box. This became known as the Cher effect. And since then, artists like T-Pain, Daft Punk, and even comedy groups like the Gregory Brothers have used this robotic sound in their music.
Double rainbow on the way across the sky.
Unfortunately, autotune quickly turned into a musical taboo. It was taking the easy way out or cheating. Again, people have such strong opinions about autotune that when I mentioned some of the subtle tuning in the Disturbed performance, some immediately took this as an insult against David Draymond's singing. And that's how deeply ingrained this hatred of autotune is. But the thing is, you can't cheat at music because music isn't a competition. We don't create music to be any better than anyone. We create music to express ourselves. So if subtle correction or even wacky robotic sounds help you to express yourself, that's amazing. Autotune is just another tool musicians can use to express themselves. Now, it's important that we try not to compare our own raw vocals with someone else's thoroughly mixed and potentially tuned vocals. And to me, that's the frustrating part, because I've seen so many singers get discouraged because they don't sound like their favorite singers. For me personally, I've gone into the studio and I've sung and I thought I did a great job. And then I've heard my raw vocal back. And I remember the first time, like it was yesterday, I nearly burst into tears. And in that moment, I swore to myself I would never, ever sing again and I would just quit. An hour later, my producer had fully adjusted and tuned my vocals and it sounded amazing and I settled down, but it was very humbling and shocking for me because I'm used to hearing things a certain way and I didn't realize that without any instrumentation or effects on my voice, that's what it sounded like. So even if your favorite singer doesn't specifically use autotune, there's equalization, compression, distortion, reverb, or, and I've done this myself in the studio, taking several takes that are edited together. You pick the best one, you do this one line 18 times, and then you do the next line 18 times, and then you just pick the best parts. And that's what you hear on the radio or streaming platforms. That's the industry standard for music. Okay, so I've got my handy dandy microphone and David is going to be putting some effects on my voice. So first I'm gonna sing for you with nothing. You're just gonna hear my raw vocal. So let's start there. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Okay, so that is a raw vocal. Now we're gonna hear that back again, but this time you're going to hear it with some auto-tune. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Okay, so that changes things a bit. Now we're going to hear it again, and this time it's going to have auto-tune and reverb. So it's going to change how it sounds yet again. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Okay, so that sounds super cool too. Now we're gonna hear it another time, and this time it's gonna be fully mixed. It's gonna have all the things, it's gonna be balanced, it's gonna have the effects. This is more what you would hear or expect to hear if we were gonna release this as an official recording. See if you can hear the difference. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Okay, so I would love to hear from you. Which of those options did you like best? And could you tell the difference between them? All right, for fun, David's gonna add a whole bunch of auto-tune. I wanna sound like Daft Punk, so let's do that and listen back. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Even live performances are produced. So the music you hear at a concert is probably not raw audio. If it's going through a microphone, it's being mixed. So when we approach music from a place of judgment and criticism, we harm ourselves the most. We need to give ourselves permission to explore and play and make mistakes. It's part of the process. You're the only one in the world with your voice and your story to tell, and we have more access than ever before to different tools to help us tell our stories. So if auto-tune doesn't help tell your story, then that's okay. Keep exploring till you find a sound that does. And don't be afraid to use all of those tools. Give yourself permission and space to grow as a singer and an artist. So I hope that this brings some clarity to you around auto-tune and vocal effects and what they are. And I hope that you walk away from this realizing that you've got a beautiful, unique voice that is just yours. And you can spend time doing the exercises, studying how your voice works to refine and build and grow and develop it and learn to love it. And the next step, the next side of the artistry experience is the ability to use all of these incredible tools to add those effects to create a sound that you love. So enjoy, happy practicing, and I'll see you around. Can I do that?
Oh, yeah.
Are you recording my voice now?
Yeah, it's all wrong.
Okay, hold on. Do you believe in life after love? Can you work with that?